Hey folks, today we are taking a look at Transformers Fall of Cybertron Deluxe Class Sideswipe. Now Sideswipe does come with a pretty large accessory. He comes with this big arse gun. This is a very, very big gun, but it is just a slightly hollow plastic screwed together. I like it. I like the addition of the gun. Unfortunately, he does have a slight issue holding it, as the ratchets that make up the joint in his elbow tend to not want to hold his gun correctly. Oh, and the ball joint in the shoulder doesn't want him to hold it either. Oh darn. So, this is a remold slash repaint of FOC Jazz. And unfortunately, this figure suffers from all of the problems that Jazz suffered from. Now, a lot of folks do like the Jazz figure. Unfortunately, I am not one of them, simply because the Jazz figure has some stability issues and its paint scheme was awful, as in it had no paint. Sideswipe makes up for that in the fact that he is mostly red, silver, with a little bit of white here and there, and some black. And in robot mode, he is a little bit on the plain side, but it makes up for it in vehicle mode. Overall, the figure in robot mode looks pretty good, though I still have the major issue of you could see straight down to his 3 feet, through his chest. I really, really have issues with that for some reason. It doesn't look like he's connected together, if that makes any sense. But you're not going to see that if you're looking at it from the front-on perspective. Posability is the same. The head is on a ball joint. Ball joint in the shoulder, however, these ball joints are very weak, as you saw. Ratchets in the elbows, or plastic ratchets in the elbows. Ball joint in the hip, swivel joint right underneath that, but you really can't swivel much because of the amount of plastic. And then ratchet for the knee and ratchet for the feet because of transformation. Transformation is the same as well, and this is one of my least favorite transformations. So to start off with, I like to take the arms and work on the arms first. So take the arms and fold them in until the shoulder pads snap into place, and then take the actual arm and fold it back. Turn the forearm around, and you'll most likely pop it off the joint there, and then snap it into place, and do the same thing on the other side. Like Jazz, the arms on my figure pop off very easily. The ball joints, I don't know why, but the ball joints are just incredibly loose on this mold. Alright, so now that we've got the arms like that, we can unpeg the torso and just kind of wiggle it around such that we get the front of the torso, or the front of the vehicle mode pointing forward. And then when we get that free, we can push the head down into the vehicle and fold the back out and pray to whatever heavenly divinity you worship that you can get this lined up. And then we bring the arms in and peg them into place. And I'll be honest, I don't know why I have so much trouble transforming this thing, but I do. And that's kind of a knock against it. Then we will ratchet the feet all the way down, bring the legs together, and fold them up into the car body, and get them tucked up there, and then fold the arms in. And there we go. As I said earlier, Sideswipe is a heavy remold of Jazz. As you can see, the overall look of the vehicle modes are about the same, even up to the point where the spoiler wing comes up. We have something similar coming up at the back of Sideswipe. Heck, the wheels are exactly the same. They're using even the same wheels. And as you can see, the sides here, especially here and here by the doors, are exactly the same. So they are mold brothers, we will say. I will admit, though, that I think Sideswipe's mold is pulled off better, and that's because of the paint. The paint is, you've got mostly red, but you've got some black undertones, then black windows, and this nice white stripe going across the back. Where Jazz you have a lot of panel lines and a lot of white and blue. There's a lot of detail on Jazz that's not highlighted. While with Sideswipe, because of the paint scheme, you see the highlights. You see the panel lining because of the white and the shadows that naturally occur with white paint. I just think that this mold is better pulled off by Sideswipe. Now, you can mount the giant gun on top or on side of Sideswipe, as you can see, or you can go, oh, not that side, that won't work. Or you could go a little bit crazy and just start mounting every single gun you can get your hands on and just start plugging it in everywhere, like I am doing right now. Yeah, no, that won't work. We need another gun. There we go. As you can see, Sideswipe is fully armable, which works. Man, that looks silly. So should you pick up Sideswipe? That is actually going to be a tough call. If you don't like the Jazz mold, you are not going to like Sideswipe. It's just that plain and simple. But if you're okay with the Jazz mold, but you'd like to see better paint, then yes, I would recommend picking up the Sideswipe figure. Is the Sideswipe figure perfect? No. I think this mold, I think there are a lot of problems with this mold. But, that being said, Sideswipe seems to mitigate some of the, or fix some of the issues that I had with the Jazz mold. And I think those issues stem primarily from lack of paint and just other little nagging issues I have with the figure as a whole, on the whole. The transformation is still annoying and still kind of a pain in the tuchus. But I think that's more an issue with me than it is with the figure, which is very possible. As you can see, I am struggling a little bit. Like I said, he's not perfect, but he's not awful either. So I would recommend picking him up if you like this mold, but only if you can deal with the mold itself. I got this guy from BBTS along with a bunch of other figures, so I recommend going there and seeing if they got it. If not, then they should be available in stores at some point. So I've been Baltmatrix, and I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you guys next time.